We got another success story and how the success has been done on this episode of the show. This is a unique app in the wedding space. It's a unique throwaway camera app called POV. They're getting tens of millions of views across multiple channels, multiple accounts, and they're in a competitive space. They're in wedding photography, and they can be doing some crazy SEO, some crazy search engine optimization. Before I share their strategy, here is what the app does. They're also using influencers. So here is an event planner, wedding influencer talking about this app called POV. This is what the app does.
I have talked about the POV app several times on my page. My cousin had it at his wedding over this past weekend. And if you're not familiar with what the POV app is, basically you get a QR code, your guests scan it, and then they get 10 pictures to take on their phone, like a disposable camera. You don't get to see the picture or anything. It just gets submitted. And then the next day it reveals all of the photos. So this is what they had on each table. My finger is covering up the QR code. Super simple. Scan the QR code to take pics and share your photos from the night. No app download required, which is true. The photos are submitted and then revealed the next day, which I love because you don't know what's going to come up. And like, for example, this was a screenshot I took. It doesn't let you screen record, but you get all these pictures from your guest perspective. They're super fun. Here's one that my table took. Here's us on the dance floor. More of us dancing. But you can see it's from the app because it says POV camera and then your wedding date at the bottom. So all of your guests get alerted once the photos are uploaded. And the couple also gets the full album and can download all the pictures. They're here on TikTok. Go check them out. 10 out of 10 recommend.
So here's the breakdown of what they are doing. This comes from @IMGDSA on X, on Twitter. I'm always sharing this guy's stuff. If you haven't followed this guy on X by now, why not? He's a great follow. He's really just sharing some amazing social media marketing breakdowns, and here is another one of them. So they are doing $100,000 per month. They have $100,000 plus MRR. They had 200,000 downloads last month. They're number 15 on Google Play. Consumer app, POV camera, multi-account, faceless TikTok strategy. That is what they are doing. So the app, POV, it's an app that transforms your phone into a disposable camera. Targets weddings and any large events. You can cap how many photos your guests can take, and it will be revealed the next day. So like we shared in the video, take 10 photos and then you can't use it anymore and you can't see the photos you took, and they only get shared the next day. They have 4 official TikTok accounts plus 1 account on Instagram. It's a mix of organic and paid, faceless slideshow content focused on weddings, the best wedding idea, or my mom once told me, and it's just images from weddings with different captions on them. So like, my mom gave me this advice for my wedding. And there's actually one of these videos where at the end, and it's 5 pieces of advice, the last slide is having guests. So it's like generic wedding advice, and it's pretty good advice that anyone is going to agree with. But then in the last slide for number 5, it's this huge block of text. And all of the 1 through 4 were short pieces of wedding advice. Number 5, huge block of text. And it says, having guests use a disposable camera app. Disposable cameras are expensive to buy, plus the cost to develop the taken pictures, which half of them won't come out good anyway, not to mention that they'll eventually end up in landfill polluting the earth. We had our guests scan a QR code from quote-unquote POV app so that every picture they took on their phone would be saved in a shared album like an online disposable camera. And so they're making videos like that, and they have nice music and they do these slideshows. And now they're running a new set of user-generated content accounts. They're doing these UGC accounts under women's names, and then in the bio it says search POV on the App Store. The hooks are more personal, so 4 things I absolutely hated about my wedding. And then they're also doing some paid ads and also paying influencers. And you can see they have all these female accounts talking about their weddings, but they're faceless. These could easily be AI accounts, or the pictures that they're using are from other people's weddings. Like it very easily could be just completely made up people. And it's not clear that it is not made up people, because you can go on Midjourney and make wedding photos in a snap. You can make 10 wedding photos in 5 minutes or less on Midjourney, and they will look real. They will look very, very, very real. And you can also make fake profile pictures with Midjourney. You don't need to use this face does not exist anymore. Real OGs know that site. Real OGs have used that site to make fake faces for digital marketing campaigns. So I think actually all of these accounts are fake. and they're all promoting similar content, and they're all promoting this POV app. And because it looks like it's real people, the engagement is very high. So another hook would be, our guests hated the controversial rules at our wedding. And this has 3.4 million views, 117,000 likes, 4,000 comments, and 22,000 saves. And this is actually the video that I was talking about before, where it's these 4 things that people want. It's 5 rules, and the first 4 people are reading. So number 1 is no plus ones. That's the first controversial one. Number 2 is do not ask my photographer for pictures of you. Number 3 is no kids, and they explain why. Number 4 is do not post photos before us. And then number 5 is that huge block of text that I shared before, which is download POV for all of these reasons. And it's the best. And that has 3.4 million views. Come on. 2 accounts from them alone made 40 plus million views in less than a year promoting this app. And in the bio, it says search POV app on the App Store. And it's all these slideshow pictures of faceless content, repurposed wedding pictures or just AI pictures. Then they have another 2 accounts, which are wedding ideas, and it's just similar content. They're also testing adding a consistent face element with an AI avatar narrating instead of written text, but that's not performing as well. It has 234,000 views per month on average versus these carousel posts, which have 3 million views per month on average without a creator's face. So the faceless ones are just way easier, but they're also testing this AI avatar to try to make more of a consistent brand. And then, like I said, they're collaborating with other wedding and event planner pages. So this breakdown comes from @IMGDSA. I love this. I think it's a very easy to understand breakdown why this works. I mean, the hooks are great. 4 things I absolutely hated about my wedding, or our guest hated the controversial rules at our wedding. Negative hooks always do better. Actually, quick side note. Last week, I told my friend who's growing on X, I said, for the next week, I just want you to think of the most spammy hooks that you can. Don't even worry about the content after. Try to make good content, of course, after the hook, but just try to think of the most eye-catching, spammy hooks that you can. And then I went home and I'm like, I'm going to take my own advice. And so the next morning, I woke up and I saw that some bot had tried to break into my website using a username. I think the username was like Edward Sturm, and that username doesn't exist, trying to log in to edwardsturm.com, just trying different passwords. And eventually this plugin that I got, which was recommended to me from the WordPress subreddit, blocked them out. It blocked them out for 24 hours and then just continued to block them out. And I woke up to these messages from the plugin telling me this IP address had tried to break into your site. And it was 6 a.m. And so I'm like, I'm going to take my own advice. And I start my video with my door. I'm walking towards the door and I'm saying it's 6 a.m. and this dude is trying to break in. And then after I say that, I move the camera down to my computer, which was out of frame. And I show this dude is trying to break into my website. Look at all of these attempts. And that video got like, I don't know, I think it got like 300,000 views or 400,000 views. But I made it in 5 minutes. I made that in 5 minutes. And the reason it popped off was the hook. And so many people in the comments were like, great hook. And it was just, I took my advice. I'm like, I'm going to try to make the spammiest hook that I could. And I tried to give value too. I'm like, okay, so here's what happened. And here's why it didn't work, because I used this plugin and it's a free plugin. You don't even need to pay for it. I learned about it from the WordPress subreddit. So I'm giving value there. You can learn from this subreddit. You can use this plugin. And it was still, the content was behind this, I think, pretty spammy hook. And that made the video do well. And I just took my own advice, focus on the hooks. Anyway, I love what this POV app is doing with social media. I want to share what they should be doing with SEO, and I'm sure they're not doing it because very few people know to even do it. Wedding photography, super competitive SEO niche. It's one of those freelance niches where there are some wedding photographers who kill it and who really know the value of SEO, and they go hard with SEO. I shared 2 episodes ago, I think that was episode 532 of this show. And the name of the episode, that's another hook. It's Google doesn't want you to know this is possible. In that show, I share how by using YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Instagram, I am taking up 3 out of the 4 top spots for the keyword that I was targeting. So if you search that keyword on Google, you see the 4 top spots are all video. It's not actually pages. It's all YouTube Shorts or a mix of YouTube Shorts and TikTok and Instagram. But 3 out of those 4 videos are from me. So I have 3 out of the 4 videos for the top spots for this keyword. And video and user-generated content especially, but really video, is just crushing within search engine optimization. And so they can have these videos. They can repurpose these videos for YouTube Shorts and repurpose them for Instagram Reels and all these other places. And if you want to know how to repurpose them, I have a guide. If you go to edwardsturm.com, it's my exact social media posting strategy. And I'll share that in the description for this. It's a free guide. You don't even have to give your email address to read it. It's just a step-by-step guide of how I post every day, what I've learned from 2 years in a row, posting every single day over 3,000 videos. And it's exactly how I post. So they could do that. Then they get these keywords that represent wedding photography or wedding planning or event planning. And there's so many of these keywords. Oh my gosh. And they put the keywords at the beginning of the title field for these videos and the description field for these videos. And now they're getting crazy SEO as well. Come on. That's insane. So they could be doing that too because their videos are already crushing. And they can use these videos to also target really lucrative keywords, just doing SEO with video, with the videos that they're already making. I think it's so crazy what is possible right now. And their user-generated content, their videos is an example of that because they're probably using AI accounts. They're not even using real accounts. They're not even using real people. And they're crushing. They're doing, I think, what was the number? 100K a month? Yeah, 100K a month. And they could also be crushing with SEO, and there's so much that is possible. I think it's so cool. The last caveat I'll say about, I appreciate what they're doing. The last thing that's worth thinking about is, there's all this talk about TikTok's going to get banned in the US. And the truth is, marketing strategies come and go. Things change over time. Bottom of funnel search engine optimization has actually stayed a great strategy for like a decade. So that one is going to stay, I think, but the methods of doing it might change. For example, you might in the future rely more on user-generated content while still targeting these keywords. The methods may change, but the one thing that's worth thinking about is investing in a brand, because right now they're doing these faceless accounts and it's not a brand. And an AI avatar is more of a brand, but it's not really the same. And the thing is, like, if TikTok is, I was just thinking about this before recording, if TikTok is banned, the people who win and who make it through are going to be the people who have built up brands across several different platforms. And I think investing in a brand is so critical. It's just, it's really like at the beginning, it's a lot harder. For sure, it's a lot harder. But a year or 2 in, 2 years in realistically, it's crazy what you can do. So I love playing the long game, but I also love these little growth hacks like what the POV app is doing. And that is all that I got for you on this episode of the show. This is an app that is winning, and that is how they are winning. So this is episode 534 of my daily digital marketing podcast. I have shows like this all the time. I'm feeling great. You're feeling great. We're all feeling great. The world is feeling great. People are feeling great out there. I'm drinking coffee with coconut oil and farmer's market honey, and I'm feeling very caffeinated, as I think you can tell. Thank you so much for watching. If you are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for listening. If you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I will talk to you again tomorrow. Cheers. Bye now.